Welcome everyone to another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator 2015 with me, Taekwondo. So what I did today was I went to the auction again and I was able to buy this car. It's a very small car. I think it's the Youngtimer DLC car. And it has an engine in the back, it seems. It's a rear engined car. It's quite small. Looks a bit like a Trabant. Only a battery in the front, so a very simple car. And the bid started from $500, and I think we bought it up till, well, 2,000 to 3,000. For that price, we got it. Well, the current value of the car is $1,790-ish. So we bought it for a bit more than the current value, but I think we can make a decent profit out of this car. And also, it's a very nice car to fix, I think. I'm really looking forward to this. Okay, enough chit chat. Let's get to the lifter and let's have a look underneath the car. Well, let's first check out the engine of the car. If we can do anything here. Yes, we should be able to do that. Let's do this. The OBD scan. Yeah, I must say that I have the impression the car is in a very bad condition, but that makes fixing it all the nicer. So the first episode, I guess I will do the chassis again. And perhaps also some body work. I can also do that maybe. And in the second episode we have a look at the engine. So, but the engine itself seems to be in pretty bad shape. Now let's have a look underneath the car. It is a very small car, but like they have a quite weak engine. Seems that this car has a leaf spring suspension system. Looks like a very simple design. Extremely simple, just two absorbers, leaf suspension and the steering axle. And then in the back, there we have the more complex parts. We have the engine in the back. It's rightly the gearbox itself is fitted also directly on the rear wheels. But let's first get started in the front. So as always, let's get rid of these wheels to have a better look. How the car's condition is. It has drum brakes in the front. Yeah, that's what they also expect. Quite some new parts here compared to the previous car models that I've done before. I mean, of course, it all stays decently similar. Flexible clamps, but there are quite some new parts. Let's get a leaf spring underneath the car. And of course, as always, we will try to fix as many parts as we can ourselves. I don't think that this car will actually fetch a huge amount of money, but that's also not, for me at least at this point, not very important. There's some rubber bushings here. Bit tricky to get rid of. What is this? A front knuckle pin. So there are quite a lot of new parts. That's nice. Brake pump. Battery will have to get out of the car from the upper compartment. Okay, let's see. So now we have to remove this bushing. Then we can remove this, and that. So that's the first of the two of the chassis. Let's try to fix this already and then replace the parts. Might be nicer to do it like that. So we are breaking a couple of parts here and there, but nothing too serious. These are still quite cheap to replace. I want everything to be, yeah, 80 plus as a minimum condition. Okay, then we can do it with the tablet. Let's first have a look. So we have caps, cap. Oh, here. There's an entire new tab for that one. That's strange. Wheel hub bearing. This goes a bit slower than expected. What did I need? Brake shoe. The drum wheel cylinder, front wheel hub. Drum wheel cylinder. Drum wheel cylinder. Here we are. Yeah, I don't like this so much. The searching for the parts. The front wheel hub. To me, it takes a bit too much effort. I don't like that so much. Front rubber buffer. Okay. Do we need two of those? Yeah, we do. I wish it was easier to buy these parts. But on the other hand, it also, of course, it's part of the job to find new parts. Normally. Cap. Then we need the shock absorbers. Two of them, I guess, yeah. For the front. Don't have springs. At least not for this car. Another brake shoe, another drum wheel cylinder. this we need. And another wheel. Yeah, would expect it. Sorry that it goes a bit slow. But it's just a little less convenient as I'm used. I really cannot search, I believe. Here. No. No, I cannot search. Front wheel hub. So you have to do this all manually. This is really annoying. But anyway, so tell me how you feel about these playthroughs. Whether they are boring or whether you like them, or it really helps. Yeah, small bushings. It really helps me to get an idea whether you like these playthroughs. Because currently it's not that the channel is actually, it's growing a bit, I must say, that more and more people are looking or viewing these videos. So I'm happy with that. It's, by the way, not my intention to actually have a super well-known channel. I just do this for fun. I like it. I've played games for, well, I would say almost my entire life. And I still enjoy it. Even though, yeah, one gets a bit older. Not that old, but I'm also not a teenager anymore. Outer tie rods. Outer tie rods. And inner tie rods we also need, of course. But no, but I've played games for already a very, very long time. I guess like by now 18 years or so, I think. Something like that. So from back in the days where you had the PlayStation 1, I actually played games. Before then I had the Commodore still, which was a second hand. I actually bought from a neighbor of mine who owned it from the first days where the Commodore 64 came out in the 80s. And I must say that it came also with an entire bucket of games, plenty of them. Front knuckle pins and the front suspension. And I really enjoyed it. Many games that people will likely, or at least some of you, might actually still recall. I mean, they were all on floppy disks still, right? I started just in the period when the floppy disk was nearing its end and when the CD-ROM came along. And even by now that is totally outdated. You got the DVD then later on, and that was quickly replaced in a way by the entire internet. Where you can just download stuff and you don't need to own physical copies anymore of games, for example. So now we're going to assemble the entire car back, in the front at least. It took a lot longer than I actually expected beforehand. because I thought that, oh well, this car is quite small, it doesn't have that many parts, so should be done soon. But showed to be not the case. At least we will fix the car. Oh, that bolt is getting in quite strangely. Might be something that I still need to improve. These bolts. Oh, here it goes. Oh. That's strange. But anyway, I guess there are many people around that actually had computers, or that actually started with computers a lot earlier than I did, and also like the people that are used to only having a computer around nowadays, at least. I'm still of the generation that grew up at least partially without a computer. At least that was the case for me. Anyway, I like it. I mean, you also learn other stuff then. I mean, the computer is not everything, even though for me currently it's a lot. For me, it's quite important. Sometimes I think it's even sadly so, but oh, here we go. Because it's, in a way, I like it that I am occupied with computer once in a while, but there's also a bit more in life than I will just do the wheels in the end. There's also a bit more in life, of course, than only sitting behind the computer. And of course I do have a job, stuff like that, but in a way it still feels that the computer is for me one of the most important free time or leisure time expenses, which I find fine. I actually have the feeling that you can learn quite a lot from this game. I mean, I've never really been into... I mean, of course, as a boy, you're always a bit more into cars than girls, for example. But I've never really been so much into cars until I started playing with these kind of games. And I used to do well back when I was still quite young, like 8, 9 to 10 years old or so. I used to play some racing games, and so the first games I actually played were mostly involving cars in some way. But lately I actually picked that up again. Maybe not racing games, at least not yet, but for sure all these car mechanic and these car design games I picked up, and I must say I actually enjoy them a lot. Besides the car games, I'm quite much into strategy games itself. I'm quite a huge fan of the Paradox Interactive games. For those that are familiar with them, like games like Hearts of Iron, Europa Universalis, Victoria, there are plenty more. But I think that Crusader Kings, of course, but I feel that those I mentioned were the most famous ones of them. And those games are all very much like. I think I played for around, well, at least 6 years, almost entirely those games of that studio. And yeah, well, now lately I'm getting a bit more into other games again, such as this game. mods are a bit behaving strangely still. But yeah, but the Paradox Interactive games I really like, so if you like them as well, just comment about it. And if you don't like them at all, you can also comment about it as well. But the problem with these kind of games is that, in my opinion, they don't really. You can make great playthroughs with them, but they will take a long time. And is this the oil? No, it's the flying moth. Okay. Because we still need also to get rid of the oil. But maybe you can just first put back the chassis again for this car, at least after we fixed it. But no, but in general I really like those games of Paradox Interactive. And I think they are quite deep, which I really like in games. I don't like the shallow games, as I call them a bit, that only are about shooting and stuff like that. I mean, they are enjoyable, and I've also played them, but to me I find them boring quite often and quite fast. And that's why I like games that are deeper, that require you to think a bit more, especially in a strategic sense, are much more encouraging for me to play on. But as I said, I think that the downside of those games, the downside of those games is that they are sometimes a bit difficult. At least for the leisure player. For the player that sometimes just likes to have a fun game for a short while, they're not really suitable for that. So let me just concentrate on this. So the rear brake drums, the brake shoe, and a rubber ring buffer. Do we need more drums and shoes? Let's see. Another shoe and another drum. Okay. Rear. We need 2 of these. And we need 2 shoes. Brake shoes. They were all the way up. Yeah. That's how they're called. Place those. Then we need a rubber ring buffer and a ring buffer socket. This we also need, I believe. And then of course 2 rear. Oh, we also need more of these. And more of these. The ring socket and the rubber ring buffer. And drum wheel cylinder. Drum wheels. Here we go. Springs. Probably 2 we need of those. Yeah. 2 springs. And before I forget, I can actually get another experience point going. I've gathered more than enough experience for one more upgrade. I'm not so sure whether I will do that. Maybe I will do the customization, but that I will look into a bit later. Maybe in the next episode. So what I still need is a rubber bushing. I need 2 of those, it seems. Rubber bushing. These 2. And then I need a drive axle joint. Oh yeah, and 2 rear shock absorbers. Drive axle joints. Where was that broken one? Ah, here. And then we need a cap, rear knuckle disc, and a rear suspension arm. Rear suspension arm. And knuckle disc. And a cap. So I think that's all we need. This we can buy later. And then we will just reassemble the entire suspension. Now, but please tell me how you feel about this game, these playthroughs. I really appreciate it. And I like to have some feedback, because currently I'm not so sure whether people like these or whether they don't like them at all. But I don't get much comments currently. So I can really use all the help I can get to determine whether people are interested in this or not. And if you're not, then just go ahead and tell. Rather hear about it than investing a lot of time. Though on the other hand, I'm also just doing this for fun. So in future, of course, I might actually look into other games as well. And this is by far not the only game that I have. So that should be no problem. It's just that yeah, personally I don't feel like every game is nice to show. Even with Masters of the World, which is the other game I actually featured on my channel, that is a bit more difficult. It's really more for the hardcore political game. Gamer, but no, but I do think that much more people would like that game if they would just know about it. I think we bought a axle too many. Oh well. Yeah, these bolts are getting quite strange. I think I have everything now. Oh yeah, not, yeah, this, well, this shouldn't, no, this is not necessary, but, oh no, good. So that's it for the suspension. I think we will finish up here for now. And next time I will continue again with working on the Maluch, and hopefully I will see you then next time. And all take care. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, or place comments, and inform me what you think about these. And I will see what I can do. And with that, see you again next time.